What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. This is Tajah, and as you can see by the title, I'm back with another dental hygiene talk. So honestly, it's been a minute since I've had a sit down and chit chat with you guys about dental hygiene, but I know y'all have been waiting for these type of videos, so I am back. So today's gonna be a little sip and talk. I want to keep it real with you guys and cover certain key points, tips, and advice that I think you guys can take from me being a dental hygienist. I know that there are different struggles with dental hygiene school that you just can't avoid. So little background, I have been a dental hygienist for now a year and a half. This summer will make it exactly 2 years since I've been a registered dental hygienist, and for the past year I have learned so much. Literally everybody want to call me right when I'm filming. I'm sorry, this is our time, okay? So let me go ahead and give you guys a little summary on basically how you can enter a dental hygiene program in general, okay? And it can vary also by state, college, university, wherever you go to, but most of the time these are pretty much the same basics. So first, you have to enter a college, university, and you have to take a series of prerequisites. So I also have a video where I covered all of these information in details, but I'm just gonna give you guys, like I said, a quick wrap up before we talk about the program. I get asked a lot, how long did it take me to take my prereqs? It took me a year and a half to 2 years for my prereqs. It was closer to 2 years, but I know students that took their prereqs in a year and a half. So it really depends on how many classes you're taking per semester, how fast you are going with the flow of things. For me, it took me about 2 years to take my prereqs, but the dental hygiene program is 2 years. So that was a total of 4 years for me to get my associates in dental hygiene. Most programs require that you take a teeth test. Now you're gonna combine your prereqs that you have passed. At least you have to take most of your prereqs, if not all of them. Then you have your teeth test after that, and a few other requirements might be to make sure that you shadow a hygienist for specific hours or shadow a dental office, and just little other things. Make sure that you have your shot records. So other things that they might require for you to apply to the program, but the main thing is taking your prereqs, passing them, and having your teeth test. After that, you apply to the dental hygiene program, and they usually have a list. Some of them have a long list, and when you get accepted to that, you go through the orientation process, you get your courses assigned to you, and you start the dental hygiene program. The first advice that I want to give entering a dental hygiene program or being in a dental hygiene program is to have a support system. But basically, you are going to give all of your time to this program. You don't get to pick and choose your classes. You don't get to pick and choose your schedule. All of that is given to you, and most of the time you would have to basically have somebody to help you, like a lending hand. Me personally, I had my mom. I lived with my mom. My mom paid most of the bills at the house. My dad was helping me, sending me money, because the job that I was working, I had a part-time job as a hostess at a restaurant, and I only worked weekends and maybe one day out of the week. And honey, that was only paying probably my phone bill and my car note. Not even my car note. Let me take that back. That was paying my phone bill and my car insurance. Of course, I was taking out loans to help me with school expenses, school tuition, and all of that. And make sure that people around you know how important this is gonna be for your career and for your life. Another thing that you want to make sure of is that you're organized throughout the dental hygiene program. I think the main reason why you want to be organized is when it comes to preparing for your boards, you're most likely gonna go back to those classes that you took 2-3 semesters ago to study for. And also when it comes to exams and midterms, you're gonna want to go back to the main things that you needed just to study for. So make sure that you're an organized student, in the sense of, I had a note binder for each class that I was taking, and I had flashcards for each course. I had different study laminated papers. I have bought a printer. I bought a laptop. Buy a laptop. You're going to need that for your papers. I mean, granted, you can go to school, type up your papers, type up your summaries, and do it that way. But really, when it comes to last minute work that you might have, or if there is, let's say, a snowstorm and you're stuck at home not going to school, you have to get those papers ready, make sure you're investing in that, because it's just really going to help you out. I found one of the planner slash life book that I had from Dental Hygiene School, and this was actually from my first or second semester, so it is a little wrinkled. This is basically what told me what I had coming up, my study schedule, my break schedule, my exam schedule, and what I needed to do. You're gonna have so much to keep up with that I think it's so important to have one thing to basically summarize your life, summarize your semester. So this is the closest thing that helped for me. So the first day of each course, what I went ahead and did, because you know how they go ahead and give you that, like an outline, a curriculum for the whole semester, and it has your test dates, it has your project dates, the main important things that you need to be aware of. Go ahead and write that down on your planner where you have the dates lined up with what's coming up. So like for June 2016, right here, this is for the whole month of June. I went ahead and marked all of my clinic days. One week you might be doing clinical and clinic. The next week you might be on x-ray duty. The week after you might be on front office duty. So you weren't just seeing patients every week or every day of the week, if that makes sense. So I went ahead and had a timeline like, okay, next week I'm on x-ray duty, so I needed to know to make sure to bring all of my x-ray instruments. The week after, if I was on office manager duty, then I knew, okay, I didn't really need to bring my lab coat. So different things to help me with my schedule. I have my test dates here. If we had a speaker that was coming into class, I had that so we can get to class actually a little early. So here on this side, I would write just important notes. Like here I wrote that I had to report to timekeeper on Wednesday from 9 to 12. Timekeeper are the hours that you need to make up for, or even extra hours that you have to spend in clinic out of the week. And then also I had a list of requirements. So for clinic, you're gonna have different requirements to keep up with. So if I needed to take 3 bite wings for this week, if I needed 1 FMX, 1 panel, 1 digital FMX, this, long story short, carry a life planner with you, a life book, a planner. I even had my work days here of when I was working, okay? So another advice that I have is to be about your work. Even if you're using financial aid or loans, just think about how much effort that you have put into this. Be about your work. When I say be about your work, don't get caught up into the drama. Don't get caught up into things that are unnecessary. If I had to come extra early to make sure that I was keeping up with my work, then this is what it is. The sad truth is, like, even in the program, sometimes you might feel like there's still a competition going on. Even though everyone made it, there is room for all of us. It still might feel like there's a competition in the sense that there might be a test tomorrow and somebody knows where they can find a good study guide for it online, but they're not gonna let you know. So you're gonna have to keep an eye out and keep an ear out and be kind of social to make sure that you're staying on track of what's happening. I was taking this one class, and every week my instructor made it a point to give us a pop quiz. And we knew when the pop quiz was coming up, but when I tell you that we had the hardest questions on the pop quiz. Well, honey, one of the students in the class, she found out that all of the pop quiz questions were coming from a website that was named on the first page of the book. So you know how some of your books, basically there's a website that comes with the book. So you can go on the website, they give you a code written on the book. You can just make an account and take like practice questions. So she was getting all of those questions from that website. The word started going around, honey, and I found out about it, and I started doing those questions on my own. Every time I'm done studying, I go online, do those questions, and honey, I went from failing those pop quiz to making 100 each week. Well, that didn't last too long because the word got around, people started talking about it, everyone found out, so she done switched up the questions, girl. So it didn't last too long. But the point is to make sure that you're keeping an eye out and seeing really what is she doing that I could be doing to improve my work. Be about your work. Be about you know, it's okay to do study groups, but for me that did not work out. But in the program, I was close with a few girls that we had each other's back. We had a group chat. Anytime a test was coming up, we were like, hey girl, did you study for this? Don't forget, this is due by midnight. Don't forget, we have a quiz tomorrow. So we just kept each other in tune, and we were all about, if I can do it, you can do it. Let's all motivate each other. Y'all know who you are. Shout out to you, because we're still friends till this day. We work in the same company. All right, y'all, another call, another interruption. But yes, to proceed, another tip that I have to help you succeed in dental hygiene school is not to be afraid to ask for help. So I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story on when I thought that I was failing dental hygiene school. I would say end of my first semester. There was this one test that I didn't pass, and I had to retake it one more time. When you don't pass it the first time, you retake it the second time, and instead of having one instructor watch you, you have 3 instructors watch you. That was for my program the second time. I passed it the second time, and I felt like at the end of that semester, that was like a wake-up call for me to give 120% of me. I felt like I was giving probably 80%. I was kind of laid back, like, okay, this semester is just now starting. I can take it slow. But then I was like, no, it's full on from here. You can't let your guard down in the sense of get too comfortable, because your spot is never guaranteed. So at the end of that semester, I remember one of my instructors was like, well, I think you can improve in this with the instrumentation. You're really smart. You catch on to things pretty fast, but this is where I think you're struggling at, and this is where I think you get in, you know, you're doing great at. When I went on my break after that semester, so we had like a 2-3 week break before the next semester. So we had what's called a typodon, and with the typodon is a little model with the teeth, and of course you could practice on those teeth at home with instrumentation. I was practicing every single day. I was trying to improve my craft, improve my skills, take everything and just really absorbing all of the criticism and doing just what I was told. And the more I practiced, the more I felt more confident with instrumentation. When I got back to school, I remember I took another test that next semester, another hands-on, and that same instructor was like, you're improving a lot. He was like, it's like you're a whole different student now. We went from certain areas you were struggling so much at, but now you're just doing so good all of a sudden. And I was, you know, and it felt great to see that, okay, right when I'm starting to put in more effort, I'm getting better feedback. It's all about learning and growth. And all the students in the class, y'all are all learning. Granted, you might have some students that are advancing more than others, some students that were probably dental assistants or had experience in the dental field, but everyone is learning. Another advice that I can give is to study. Okay, now this might sound like, duh, you gotta study, but no. I feel like there are so many students that just don't study. They're really great at reading a paragraph and just like understanding what it's about. You're gonna have to study. You're gonna have to study a lot of things, a lot of formulas, a lot of definitions. You're gonna have to study things word for word and having to write those out word for word. So get in the habit of studying. Like I said earlier, I was pretty good at studying, so that's something I felt like I didn't struggle much with. But make sure you're studying, make sure you have your flashcards, make sure you're staying organized and all of that good stuff. Another tip that I have is to manage your money in dental hygiene school. Period, honey. Just like that. Just manage your money, because you're gonna need that money for more important things like paying for your boards towards the end of the whole program, and paying for your uniform, instruments, just everything that's gonna come at you. I had financial aid mainly, but of course that didn't cover everything. Another advice that I can give is to make sure that you're preparing for your dental hygiene boards while you're going through the program. And Basically everything that they are teaching you and preparing you is for your career, but also a lot for the boards. You're going to be taking some classes and you're going to be like, why am I taking this class? Is this really going to help me? But sometimes you're just taking and learning certain things because they're going to be on your boards. So make sure that you're preparing yourself for your boards day in and day out. Again, that's where all the flashcards, organizing your binders, organizing your study materials is going to help you later on, because you can go back to that to prepare for your boards. I have a dedicated video that's coming up pretty soon, because I want to touch on the boards word for word and really tell y'all how to prepare. Just make sure that you go to a board review, because your school is going to offer you that option to go to a board review for the boards. Don't miss out on that opportunity. Go to the board review, girl. And then for clinic, you want to keep up with your requirements in clinic, and you constantly want to practice. Don't be scared to go to, like I said, what's called tutor track. And tutor track is when you have your instructors tutor you on certain skills, and they can help you in certain areas that you feel like you are not doing too great at. So I wanted to answer a few questions that you guys have asked me in regards to dental hygiene before. I'm just gonna go through most of them and answer it out for y'all. Best schools for dental hygiene. You'll have the option of a community college or the option of a university. When choosing for a school for dental hygiene, make your research and see how good that school is with their like passing rates. Make sure that at least every year they have like a 99 or a 98% passing rate, because that will guarantee that you're going to be entering a good program, because you want to make sure that they're teaching you the right things and that you're being prepared for your boards. So find a good program that matches your budget, that has a good accredited dental hygiene program, and that also will guarantee a good passing rate for your boards. What hair, being a black female in dental hygiene school / workplace, what hairstyle for school? So in school, you had to have your hair up, not touching your collar. So whether you were rocking some natural hairstyles or if you had weave, like if I had my hair like this, I can't go to school and have my hair like this, nor can I go to school and have my hair like this right here. This is not happening, honey. You gotta, like, I would have to have it in like that, and the end would just have to be like in a bun. So anything off your shoulders, if you had a short bob, it had to be at least your neck. They don't want anything past your neck area here that's touching your uniform and anything like that, for just for like infection control, you know. I can pretty much, I have more freedom with my hair at work now, being that I work private practice. You're not in school, so you can, I have my nail polish, I can wear acrylic, I can wear lashes, I can wear my hair kind of up and have like a ponytail. I can have a short bob, I can have braids if I want to. Like, things will change once you get out there. The pros of going to dental hygiene school. Honestly, while going through the program, you're not gonna see those pros, because it's like that program is hard. It is hard. It is a lot of work. And that's the thing. Going into the dental hygiene program, you have to be aware that it's going to be hard and competitive and tough. And some days you're going to be crying. Some days you're going to be thinking, I didn't pass a test. This is the end of the world. And it's going to feel like the end of the world, even if you might not understand it. But the pros is that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And that you're doing all of this so you can have a good and secure career that can, you know, you can relate on. You won't have to worry about most of your bills that much, because you'll be able to afford a lot more things, and it's going to be a secure job for you, because you'll have benefits. You'll just, and also doing something that you love. One thing that always made me push through with this is that, hey, things will get better and I'll be able to do something that I love at the end of the day. Once you get out there and you start working, it's gonna be a whole different world, a whole different ball game than the dental hygiene program. And you have to keep that in mind. You can't take certain things personal, because they're gonna make you feel like they hate you for real, for real. What's the biggest challenge of becoming a dental hygienist? The biggest challenge has to be school. The biggest challenge is going to be certain things that you're going to go through in dental hygiene school, hands down. Whether that's the clinical portion, the trying to pass classes, trying to get through just the hardships of school and passing your boards, preparing for your boards. It's just it's the stress, y'all. Like the level of stress that you're going to go through certain times. I say this, nursing school, dental hygiene school, those are no jokes. How to find a good board patient. I have a dedicated video coming on that, guys. Please stay tuned. Can you tell us about things that you had to buy for the program other than books? So other than books, in the beginning, you had to purchase your uniforms, shoes, instruments, stethoscope. You had to purchase what's called a toolbox, so a holder for all of your instruments for your clinic days, lab coats, eyewear for lab, what we call nitriles, so just like gloves, utility gloves for clinic. You're gonna need to purchase loops, which is optional, but that's something that most of us will do, and I definitely encourage you to purchase loops. You're gonna have to purchase more instruments closer to the end of the program for your boards. We call them after 5 instruments, and those are instruments with longer shank when you're dealing with patients that have periodontal disease. Your board books, you're gonna have to purchase basically everything for your boards. You're gonna have to pay for your boards, so about $1,500 for your clinical boards and about $700 for national boards. Girl, you gonna have to spend some coins, okay? Is it really competitive like they say it is? In most programs, yes. Advantages and disadvantages of being a dental hygienist, how to encourage yourself through school. I named a few advantages before. Disadvantages of being a dental hygienist might be, for certain people, maybe the pay, because the pay is not great everywhere that you go or when you first start. So being a new dental hygienist, the pay might seem promising, but not really when you first start. And certain disadvantages might be if you're working for a dental practice that you don't like, dealing with some patients that are a little unhappy. And certain offices also are not going to give you the benefits that you need. And I'm always saying this, do not start with an office if you're full-time and don't have benefits. What is the point? I need insurance, I need vision, I need dental. I need, well, 401k, I'm not going to say that I absolutely need it. I feel like if a job don't give me 401k, but I have a good pay and benefits, I can take that. But I need at least my benefits, honey. I'm not doing a job. I'm just not doing it. So be really mindful of that. How long did it take you to find a job after college? It took me about 2 months, less than 2 months. Loops, absolutely yes. Get your loops. Rude customer stories. I'm gonna have a story time about that. Did I take student loans or personal loans? I took student loans. What do you love the most about being a dental hygienist? I love my patient, and I love being able to help them and how grateful some of them are after you've helped them. And I love seeing that I'm helping a patient get to a healthier state in life. I'm taking you from a certain point to bring you back to the healthier side, and I love that. Can tonsils cause bad breath, or can it be a factor? It can cause bad breath. Can you talk about if there's anything I should study or know before my first semester? Before entering the program, right when you get your books, I would just go ahead and start reading certain things, like the first few chapters. But there isn't really much that you can study before the program. You can just start getting ready once you get your books. The state boards in depth. Yes, I'm filming a video in regards to the state boards tomorrow, and I will upload that next week, so stay tuned. Can you work while in dental hygiene school? Yes, I did it, but if you don't have to, don't do it. I don't recommend it because it's just a lot of work on you. good toothpaste for sensitive teeth. I always recommend Sensodyne, especially the new one that's just came out, the Rapid Relief. It works faster. Type of fields. Can you work strictly with kids? In dental hygiene, you can work at a pediatric office, which is strictly with kids. You can work at a periodontist office, which is mainly patients that have periodontal disease. You can work at a general office where you see all types of patients. You can work at an orthodontist office, which is with patients that have braces or going through that process or thinking about it. Have you heard of nursing strikes? Is there such thing for RDHs? I'm just wondering, girl, have I? I've learned about nursing strikes like last week or 2 weeks ago. I was watching a video about it and I was shook. I haven't heard anything about dental hygiene like in regards to that, but I'm not gonna say it's not something like that out there. I just would have to make my research. This is all that I had for today's video, guys. I want to thank you all for watching, and also I want to let y'all know that I have so many more dental hygiene topics that are coming in this channel, so I want you to go ahead and subscribe for that. I really want to say across the board that the dental hygiene program is a lot of work. It is competitive, and it's going to be one of the hardest things that you do, but you can do it. And I always say this: if you put in the hard work and if you do what's needed of you, you're gonna see results. So don't let any of that discourage you. And you might be at a stage now where things are getting really hard in school. There is always a solution for it. So at the end of the day, the reason why I went through this and I'm doing this is because I love this career. But yeah, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed it. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, hit that like button, and follow me on my Instagram if you'd like. It is Tajah Ferjuste. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.